The Rays utilizing the depth of their rotation, their bullpen. Beyond that, dipping into the minor leagues. And let's take a look at the starting lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. For the Oakland A's, it will be Tony Kemp leading off, playing second base, followed by Chad Pinder, and Sean Murphy will DH. Looks like a day off for Murphy. Sheldon Noyce is in the cleanup spot. Willie McKinney is in right, followed by Elvis Andrus, the shortstop. Kevin Smith is at third. Austin Allen will do the catching, hitting eighth. Christian O'Shea is in center field. He'll bat ninth.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays going to be left-hander Josh Fleming. And Dwayne, to what you were speaking of, second outing of the season for Fleming in relief against the Orioles. Very effective, 3 1/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, 38 pitches. That's how efficient he was. And this is kind of par for the course for him. You look at his numbers a season ago, he had 26 games total, 11 games started. So he's used to doing just a little bit of everything for the Rays. And hopefully that efficiency can be there this afternoon, and he can give the Rays some innings as a starter. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind him. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Randy Arozarena, Kevin Kiermaier, and Manuel Margot. And across that infield, third to first, Taylor Walls, Wander Franco, Brandon Lau, and Yandy Diaz. Mike Zunino will be behind the plate.
There's Kevin Cash. He presided over what was a bit of a frustration when you looked at the opportunities the Rays had last night. Potential go-ahead run at the plate in the 7th inning, again in the 8th, again in the 9th. A ground out, a strikeout, and a pop-out respectively, and went 1 of 11 with men in scoring position. And Mark Kotsay, after a lengthy playing career in his first season as the manager for the Oakland A's. Here's Tony Kemp stepping in. He's off to a 7 for 21 start. The first pitch is a fastball in there for a strike.
His job, get on base. He's done it in each and every one of his starts.
Fouls it back.
A true table setter. Good speed, good on base ability, occasional power. He can jump into one. But for the most part, it's working in at bat, taking a walk, getting on base.
It's a chop left side, and the toss to first. Down a bit. Diaz comes up with it, taking the throw from Walls. 5-3, and that's the first out of the game.
Little help from Yandy Diaz there for Taylor Walls. Here it is. He gets a nice hop on a ball that was smothered by Kemp, and then a little short on the throw.
Where we see Diaz do that at first, we see Choi do that, and a skill that is so important and sometimes taken for granted. Fleming's first pitch to Pinder. Ball, no strikes. Pinder at 217, couple home runs to begin the year. Now 2-0. Over the mound, by the bag at second. Lau is there. The throw in plenty of time. 2 up, 2 down in the ground ball department.
Vintage Josh Fleming when he's right. He's going to pound the strike zone, strike one. A lot of movement on the sinker down and good run to it. Same with the changeup. He'll cut the ball in on righties. And he forces early in the count swings. Take a look at that ground ball rate. Doesn't get much better than that.
Sean Murphy takes a strike. Located down and away to the right-handed hitter on that edge down there. Strike one.
Throwback. And he works quickly, too.
And Murphy out in front there. Perfectly located first pitch, and then the change. This is, I think we say it every time he pitches, but it's a throwback to the good old days.
Yeah. Sets a really nice pace, good rhythm. And you know that he's, chomping at the bit to be out there on the mound here as a starter. The work that he did against the Orioles, just how good and crisp he was with all of his pitches. And so you want to get right back out there. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong. Everything's in sync. Let's go.
1-2, and that shot down the left side toward the corner. It's going to bound off the bottom of the wall. And Rosarena's going to play the carom, and Murphy has a double. Headed toward the low wall out there.
And a rare curveball there by Fleming. Doesn't throw it a lot to begin with. And especially against righties. And that ends up sweeping right into the swing of Murphy. Usually if he's going to come in with anything on a right-handed hitter, it's going to be that hard cutter. But instead, here the breaking ball, and Murphy able to turn it into extra bases.
Sheldon Noisy. 1 ball, no strikes.
That's how he keeps the right-handed hitters honest, because it's the sinker down and away, it's the changeup fading down and away, the cutter in just to keep them from diving. And it's worked pretty well for him.
He loses his helmet, misses the pitch. The count goes to a ball and a strike. Miss. 1-2.
It's pretty incredible. Josh Fleming, he is in the elite level. When you talk about sinkers and the depth that comes with it, it's a low spin pitch. And everything now is about the high spin rate. Well, you want your sinkers to have low spin. It's going to take it down even more so. And he gets some of the best sink, run, and depth on that pitch than anybody in the game.
And he gets the strikeout. That pitch had a little cut action to it as well on the sinker, and he strikes him out. Man left on base. Bottom of the first coming. The lineup for the Rays brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Yandy Diaz leads off, then Wander Franco and Harold Ramirez in there hitting third as the designated hitter. Randy Rosarena, Brandon Lau, and Manuel Margot down the middle. Batting in front of Mike Zunino hitting seventh, Kevin Kiermaier eighth, and Taylor Walls at third base batting ninth.
Well, making his second start of this young season, it's going to be left-hander Cole Irvin. This is what he did his first time out against the Phillies. 4 earned runs, 5 1/3 innings. Was victimized by 3 home runs. Something that he would like to avoid, and typically over the course of his career has. Works efficiently as a lefty. Tried to get the hitter out 3 pitches or fewer.
Irvin set the pitch. Is a strike call. Around the knees.
Yandy Diaz wondering, okay, is that as low as you're going to go? That's the cutoff.
Takes a look at another one. This one takes below the zone. 1-1.
Every game, both the pitcher and the hitter want to learn as quickly as they can what that strike zone is going to be for the day.
And to center field on a line. Pache cutting to his left and in, makes the catch.
Had him well positioned. That was a nice job by Pache, being in the right spot on the field and making that play. Let's take a look at the rest of his defenders. And joining him in the outfield, Chad Pinder and Billy McKinney over in right. And then across that infield third to first, you've got Kevin Smith, Elvis Andrus, Tony Kemp, and Sheldon Noisy. Austin Allen will be behind the plate tonight.
Wander Franco starts the day hitting .440. That's a strike. 3 3-hit games, 4 multi-hit games in the first 6. Irvin ready to go as soon as he gets the ball back, and time there granted to Franco just to slow it down a little bit. Back with a strike. 0-2.
Feels like it's 1987.
And that's not a bad thing.
No, between Fleming and Irvin, they got an idea. Let's go get him.
It's fouled up the right side. And, you know, that's an interesting point because there is an emphasis on trying to get the pacing of these games to be a bit more rapid than we've seen in the past. Well, these two guys can tell you how it's done. These two left-handers out here. Ground ball shortstop. Andrews floats the throw to first. 2 gone.
Well, you know, already you saw Wander Franco. You make the hitter, you know, uncomfortable.
Yep.
He's already calling, whoa, time, I'm not ready yet. And that's what happens as a pitcher when you are working at a quick pace. And these guys, you know, they've got a game plan. They know what's working for them, you know, at least coming into the game, what the game plan is. They're able to read a hitter. And so they immediately move on to that next pitch and let's make it happen.
Harold Ramirez, the DH for the Rays today. Pitch is a strike. And, you know, there's talk about a clock. And it'll be interesting because we can see with 2 pitchers who don't take a lot of time out there and the pace the game then assumes. So maybe if you're going to push the issue of the clock, people will be a little more tuned to this kind of pacing as opposed to what we see at other times.
Well, and I think that we've seen when you have heard them talk about the potential pitch clock, you know, you've heard 14 seconds with nobody on base, 19 seconds with somebody on. That will certainly get things rolling. I mean, those are 2 pretty good times there.
Popper foul and will carry out a play.
We've seen 2 pitch relievers. It's a coin flip, but you're going fastball, slider. And they're taking 35, 40 seconds in between pitches with nobody on. So you cut that to 14, 19, guess what? Things are going to move. Things are going to happen. And with that clock being instituted in the minor leagues, most of these guys now coming to the big leagues are already used to it.
It's a 1-hopper to short. Under his high throw, but Noisy, a tall guy over there, takes care of that. We go to the 2nd inning with Billy McKinney, left-handed hitting outfielder, matching up against Fleming. Andrus next, and then Smith.
Boy, a little too quick there for Adam Hamari.
Yeah. Well, you can't proceed without him. Foul ball. McKinney starting the year 2 for 14. Josh Fleming. That's a strike.
He's been really, it's early, but he has been sharp with that 2-seamer. Keeping it right down there at the bottom of the zone, maybe just below it. He's got a real good, his sights are set on that pitch very well right now.
And a cut and a miss, and he's taking charge here in the early going.
Listen, and I'm going to tell you what, and we saw it against the Orioles a couple times. Left-handed hitters, this is his go-to 2-strike pitch. Forget about the breaking ball sweeping it away from him. The 2-seamer that dives under the swing. They think they're going to be able to get to it, and by the time the swing goes, it's like a hard right-handed slider.
Elvis Andrus, 273. A double and a walk in the game last night, and a run scored. Strike 1. A little bit wide right there. Work quickly, move the ball around, command it. Ground ball right side against the defense. The Rays had Lau toward the middle, and Andrus gets that ball to the left of Lau. So 1 on 1 out. Hey, let's check in with Trish.
Well, hey there, guys. Let's talk some pitching plans moving forward, because as we know, the Rays have hit a couple speed bumps in terms of injuries to their pitchers. Josh Fleming is the 6th starter used in the last 7 games, and if and when Phoenix Sanders goes in, he will be the 20th pitcher the Rays have used. Kevin Cash said it'll be Drew Rasmussen, then Corey Kluber on Saturday. I asked the skipper if he knew what was going to happen past that. He said, nope, sure don't, but said we're going to be in a better spot the more we can get our starters built out. He said adding an inning doesn't seem like much, but if everyone adds an inning, it certainly helps take a significant load off the bullpen. So today they want to see Fleming add to those first 3 innings that he threw last time, guys.
Yeah, and any extra innings that he can add are actually critical. It's kind of strange to say that this early, but suddenly the Rays, with some arms going down, the Rays are facing that kind of situation.
40% of their opening day starting rotation.
Up the middle, and that's going to go through. A base hit off the bat of Smith. Andrus makes the turn and holds right there.
When you think about, Ryan Yarbrough had to be scratched, with a slight groin tweak, and hopefully it's just one start for him. But Luis Patino, a little more troublesome with the oblique injury, going out in the first inning of his start. That's 2 of your 5 right out of the gate, and we talked about it in the open and showed the graphic coming into this ball game. Rays starters 20 innings pitched, Rays bullpen 35, and while we know they like to lean on the bullpen, I don't think that they thought that those numbers were going to be that different this early.
Austin Allen going after the first one, lifting a fly ball short center for Kiermaier in to make the catch. Be the second out. You hope to get off to a good start and stay healthy, and the Rays have been challenged right out of the gate. We've seen the shuffling going on already.
And all of the the pitchers that were optioned out of camp on the 40-man roster not yet eligible to come back up. That's why you've seen non-40-man roster guys come up, and you've had to move some people to the 60-day IL to be able to create room for them. You think about Dustin Knight and now Phoenix Sanders.
Foul the other way off the bat of Pache, out of play.
But this also fits into what we were talking about game 1. You want to get off to a quick start. 4-2 would qualify, and the depth of your team is going to be very important early on, because a lot of these games not only played like spring training games as you're trying to build guys up, but then you throw in the injury bug and it becomes even more so.
Strike 2. 0-2. It is, you break camp, you're trying to get down to a number, and a few days into the season you're actually looking for healthy bodies to get up to a number to complete the roster. Shea checked in time. The appeal down to Jerry Lane at first. He says he held up. Some fans down that side don't necessarily agree.
Ooh, you easy ring right there. You could have done that.
Look at Randy Arozarena.
Nice catch. I'm not sure that his vantage point, his angle was the best, but he was right.
Well, he's got an aggressive approach at the plate, and he's got an aggressive strike zone from left field. But you're right. He was right on. 2-2. And a ground ball up the middle, base hit. Arozarena's going to try to make the pickup, and it deflects away from Kiermaier. 1 run is scored. Andrus has crossed the plate. Smith is going to score, and now they're going to wave the hitter runner around, and Pache circles the bases. That ball got hung up out there, and just like that, Oakland scores 3.
I mean, what a turn of events, and what should have been strike 3 inning over. At bat is extended, and then this happens. Sharply hit, okay, it gets through, and then the deflection by Kiermaier right there. Looked like it went off of his foot. Well, 2 runs are going to score, but you got to keep Pache at third base, and that means Kiermaier's going to have to get back there and try to grab that ball, and we're not going to get to it, but picking it up and dropping it allowed Pache to come all the way around. This would have kept Pache at third. As soon as that ball came out, forget it.
Pache sprinting around the bases, and Oakland jumps to a 3-run lead, and boy, that's been the story in this series. They scored 3 in the first in the game Tuesday, put up 3 on the home run by Sean Murphy in the third in last night's game, and now 3 here in the second inning on what appeared to be a single, and 1 run might score. There's a swing and a miss. Kemp is out on strikes, but 3-run score, 3 hits, an error in the inning, and it's 3-0 Oakland. You can join the raffle from the comfort of your home. Go to RaysBaseball.com/5050. Some restrictions apply. Randy Arozarena lifts a popper down the right side. That's got a chance to fall. It's a fair ball down back of the bullpen mound, and Arozarena is on his way to second. So the Rays come out swinging here in the bottom of the inning on the first pitch. That's a 2-base hit for Arozarena.
Well, sometimes it's not about how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it. And this ball just inside out, pop up down the right field line, cross the fingers, it stays fair. And it did. Not by much. It didn't need to, and the Rays looking to answer here in the second.
Well, Oakland scored 3 in the top of the inning, but it appeared that Pache may have gone around for the strikeout to end that inning, and no sooner did the inning continue than he came up with that base hit. There was an error on that charge to Arozarena, an RBI and an error. Andrus scored on the run batted in. Smith and Pache both scored as well, and I guess you could have scored an error on Kiermaier when he had a little trouble making the pickup, because Pache otherwise appeared to advance to third, and without that miscue out there, he had big hold on that right side with Lau at first.
And the runner being held on, that makes it even a little bit bigger.
Up the middle, a liner into center. That will drop, and the Rays will get a run. Arozarena crossing the plate. The Rays come right back with 3 consecutive hits to make it 3-1.
Well, you know, we had just remarked on Manuel Margot kind of diving out over the plate to get to that fastball, and that's the danger of following it up with the changeup. This is not in a bad spot, but he's diving out over the plate already, and so he's able to just stay back enough and use the middle of the field. A really nice job by Manuel Margot, and really by the Rays offense here, coming right back after that tough top half of the second.
Yeah, it's great to see them come back, because it could be a bit disheartening to see what happened leading to all 3 of those runs in the top of the second, but the Rays have bounced right back. They're on the board, and there's a fly ball into deep right field. McKinney's going to go back just to the track to make the catch. Runner's going to try to advance, throw to second, and the call is out there. Margot out. Hunter Wendelstedt upended. Lau went to third, and Margot trying to go to second base after the catch, trying to get to the bag. And you saw Wendelstedt turned out to be a big part of that play and still made the call.
Well, Manuel Margot just going right after McKinney's arm right there. Now, the problem was he was set up to make a strong throw, and he does just that, and I'm not sure they got him on the tag there, but certainly as he came off the bag, they got him, and he got Hunter.
And there's a little tap foul.
Well, that's a tough out, too, because you know, you have to force McKinney to make a perfect, strong throw, which he did. But that runner at third now with 2 outs, not nearly as dangerous as first and third with 1 out.
Yeah. Tough play there at second. Now Kiermaier against the lefty. A strike on Kiermaier. 1-1. Boy, this has been a strange series for the Rays against Oakland.
It really has. 4-gamer too.
2-1. There's the play at second base. Down goes Hunter Wendelstedt and gets up and makes the call. Andrus out there waiting for the official call.
Had to dust himself off after.
Ground ball to short. Andrus to throw to first in time to get Kiermaier, and the Rays settled for 1 run. Through 2, it's 3-1 Oakland. /tickets. Jan Pinder leads off. Pitch is a strike. Well, the Rays settled for 1. Had a chance to build a big inning there. And you hope that that doesn't come back to bite them. Ground ball in the hole. What a pickup by Franco. Throw to first. Oh, and he could not handle it. Diaz tried to scoop it out with that mitt. What an effort at shortstop for Franco. That would have been some play to complete.
Boy, on the front end, it was outstanding. The jump throw, long throw, and just off the thumb of Yandy Diaz. He was set up perfectly for it. It was there in time. Not to be.
So it turns into a hit for Pinder. Great effort by Franco. A strike to Murphy. Murphy picking up his second double of the year in the first inning. 1-1. Too wide.
The battle here, Murphy wants to get the ball in the air. That's his game. And Fleming is, what can I do to get you to hit the ball on the ground? That's the one thing about Fleming. You give up one of those tough hits, that being an infield hit, you're 1 pitch away from getting a ground ball double play.
Shot into center field. Kiermaier back. He's going to leap. It's over his head. That'll go off the wall. Over to make the pickup, Margot. Pinder hitting third. They're going to wave him around, and the throw is not going to be in time. That ball loose, and Fleming backs it up. Murphy doubles to center. And Oakland again with a 3-run lead. That makes it 4-1.
Well, Murphy wins the battle. That's what we said. Trying to keep the ball down to get him to hit it into the ground. Murphy trying to get it into the air, and he got it into the air with authority. An absolute rocket that able to get over the head of Kiermaier, and then it just off the wall and into no man's land. That's what allowed Pinder to get all the way around and score. A few inches short right there, and then the ball just kind of dies out in deep center field.
The infield hit. Now the double by Murphy. The run batted in. Kyle Snyder spending some time with Fleming on the mound. 4 runs, 6 hits. Sheldon Noisy will be the hitter. One. Tap, and it's 0-2. He got behind 1-2 in the first inning and struck out. Noyce had a tough time against left-handed pitching last year. He was only 3 for 41 against lefties. Hitting cleanup against Fleming today. Ball, 2 strikes. McKinney is on deck. Tap to the right side. Runner will advance to third. Diaz makes the play unassisted. So a move over. As Murphy advances.
Number 28.
Look at this Oakland run production behind only Cleveland. And that's not just the American League. That's the Major League's leaderboard.
Would you have had those?
No.
You know, Oakland, you know, think of right off the top.
Yeah.
Matt Chapman, Matt Olson going elsewhere. A lot of production there, a lot of power there at least. And the Guardians, they had trouble scoring runs a season ago. That was the big, you know, when you think about that ball club, young pitching, good, just couldn't score a lot of runs, and now they're leading the way in this Oakland team right behind them.
One and oh to McKinney. Well, I'll tell you, I'm thinking of things not adding up. And there have been a number of things in this series between the Rays and Oakland that just have not added up. The Rays really had to battle to get the one win they got.
Extra innings, comeback.
It's 1-2.
And you think about the challenges that were put on the pitching staff in this series in particular. A short outing, an injury in the first inning by a Rays starter, Luis Patino, and now all of a sudden you've got to cover a lot of innings. And Oakland, you got to give them credit too, because some of the mistakes that they have been given, they have taken full advantage of for big numbers. You think about the number of 3-run homers in this series. You talk about making them count. Those are backbreakers. Right there last night, Sean Murphy, his 3-run homer was the difference.
Murphy at third now, driving in a run with a double to move up to third. And a strikeout. Fleming gets McKinney on strikes for the second time.
Really good swing and miss pitch, not only to the righties from time to time, but these lefties. And here it is again, going down and in. And that pitch gets so much sink, it gets so much run.
Number 17.
These guys, they think they're on it, and then it's just not there.
Elvis Andrus, a single and a run scored.
And you saw McKinney's reaction, because he realized, look, I put the ball in play, good chance to drive in a run. I mean, Fleming needed the strike out there in a big way. That runner at third, 1 out, and he got it. Now can he finish it off?
Thing this does. Fleming up to the first inning, gave up a double, but used 14 pitches, 17 in the second, and now pitching around a couple hits to begin the third. So you don't want that pitch count to start to creep up. It's a foul ball. hoping with Fleming, who can be very efficient out there with the number of pitches, could be that way today. It's a good backup and give the Rays an extra inning or two.
You know, and he's gotten early in the contact. It's not like there's been a lot of deep counts, but there have been some hits that have found some holes. He's been the victim of some bad luck.
Chase there by Andrus. It's 1-2.
You know, they ring Pache up, and that's 3 runs off the board, and that inning's over.
Yep.
You think about the play by Franco, and if that scoop is made, tough play, no doubt about it at first base, but that scoop is made, that changes the pitches.
Yep. I mean, those two things right there, and the Rays would have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, baseball.
Yeah. 2-2 the count to Andrus. He extends the at bat with the foul ball.
And now you get this, the veteran up there fouling tough pitches off, staying alive, making him work. 38 pitches in his last outing, 3 1/3. Scoreless baseball against the Orioles, already to 52.
Seventh pitch of the at bat. Just a little piece of that one. We'll see an 8th pitch. Inside corner. Bottom of the 3rd coming. It's 4 last in celebration of the 75th anniversary of Robinson breaking the color barrier. Visit RaysBaseball.com/42. Taylor Walls, the number 9 hitter, leading off the bottom of the 3rd, lines it into center, and it stays up. Pache makes the catch. Gone. Yankee Robinson. Branch Rickey right there alongside. 311 career average, 6 World Series appearances, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1962. NL MVP and the batting champion in 1949. Yandy Diaz takes a pitch for a ball. The order for the Rays, 2-0. Three consecutive misses by Cole Irvin. Irvin out of the University of Oregon. Strike 3-1. Tommy John surgery in 2014. Back and pitched at Oregon in 2015 and drafted by the Phillies in 2016. Little Tapper by the mound. Kemp at second is there to make the play. 2 up and 2 down.
Number 5, Wander Franco.
Franco will bat with the bases empty.
We're so similar, the styles of Fleming and Irvin. You know, they want to do their, especially against the right-handed hitters, they want to do their best work down and away. But to get there, they'll cut it in. They'll throw true fastballs in just to stand a right-hander up and then get him leaning. That's the pitch that they want him out there leaning and hitting off the end of the bat, just like he got Yandy Diaz to do in the previous at-bat. But to do that, you can't just live out there. Every now and then you show him something in, keep him honest, and then back you go.
He'll be consistent and persistent with with the change.
And then when you can, team up that fastball and changeup, similar arm action, you get swings like that. These types of pitchers will frustrate a hitter. One thing to get blown away by pure velocity and pure stuff. It's another just to get kind of moved around and end up taking swings like that, which you don't see very often from Franco.
And he is out on strikes. Breaking ball following the change. And it's a 1-2-3 third. 4-1 Oakland.
What can I do with less asthma? With Dupixent, I can do more.
The man of the hour. Rich out there keeping him company.
Rich going untucked there, in between shows, and then regroup and back to work he'll go.
Yeah, well, you want to keep the energy up for the postgame. Those are always fun and full of energy. Now we see why.
That's exactly right.
And we wish the very best to Larry McCabe, who is retiring. And boy, he has been around here almost from day one. It's fouled back. 2-1.
Was it 25 years?
Yep.
25 years, yeah. I mean, that just a substantial part of your life. Last home game he'll be a part of.
That pitch was taken for all 3-1. It was almost as if Smith was trying to get time and just took the pitch, and it was inside. 3-1. That is ball 4. So the leadoff hitter is aboard via the walk. And that's a little unusual for Fleming. First walk he's given up. Austin Allen will be the hitter. Ball down to the bullpen. Pitch down to Austin Allen. Lefty Springs will get up. Big cut as Allen pulls off. Fleming with 54 pitches through the third. 7 pitches in here in the fourth. Tap will make it 1-2 on the foul ball. Swing and the miss. Allen down on strikes.
No, he does it again. That's the go-to. The down and in sinker to the left-handed hitter. And with great success once again. Missed it by inches.
Christian Pache will be the hitter. No. Came up with that base hit and a run batted in the second inning, and things really fell apart for the Rays on this one.
Yeah, it looked like it was just going to be a run-scoring single, and then the left foot of Randy Arozarena redirected that ball past Kiermaier, and then he chases it down to the track. Can't pick it up right away.
Runner takes off. Pache fouls it off the end of the bat. Yeah, and all of that happened with 2 outs.
After Pache could have been and should have been probably rung up.
That's right.
On a check swing.
It's a tap. Not going to be easy. Long throw. And safe at first. Smith up to second. That will be a base hit. Fleming had to get over there and hurry the throw, and it was high and off the bag.
And that play right there, if you could have your third baseman with his momentum coming in, he's got a better chance than Fleming moving away from first base, not really able to step into the throw. And that's why it ends up late and wide, and it ends the afternoon of Josh Fleming.
So the Rays make a call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Well, 3 1/3 for Fleming. 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. He leaves with 2 men on. They're his responsibility. Struck out 6 and walked 1.
Well, here once again, that Rays bullpen into a game early. 4th inning, Jeffrey Springs already his 4th outing. Been effective.
An inning and a third in Tuesday's game against Oakland. This is Tony Kemp. He's 0 for 2. The pitch very close as he turns away. 1-0. Kemp struck out swinging his last time. Strike, 1-1. Springs came into the game Tuesday after Tommy Romero had worked an inning in 2/3 and settled things down. He got the final out in the 2nd and had a 1-2-3 third. Smith at second. Pache at first. 1 out. It's too tight. The Florida Lottery jackpot stat. Let's take a look at this for the series. Look at Oakland. Talk about being opportunistic. 364. Rays 231. With runners in scoring position.
And they've driven in big runs. You know, it hasn't been just one at a time with the big hit.
Foul ball.
So only 3 more hits total, but a lot more bang for their buck.
Was on 3 times in the first game of this series, scored a run. On twice in game 2, scored a run. 0 for 2 today. The count 2-2, and he fouls it. This has been one of those series for the Rays. They just love to start over from game 1. It just has not worked out for them. Foul ball. A little bit of his foot there. Right-handed bat. Chad Pinder is on deck. And the count goes full. So an extended at bat by Tony Kemp. To Smith. Allen struck out. Then the base hit by Pache. That was it for Fleming. Springs on facing his first hitter. He's 7 pitches in with a full count.
Does Mark Kotsay get aggressive here and send the base runners? You're playing with the lead, continually adding pressure.
Ball that's off his foot.
Oh, a number of foul balls, and finally one of them clipped him. See where it got him. Four-seam fastball in and running in. Wow, right off the inside of that right knee. You know, it used to be you pound those straight down into the foot, lower shin. Now you're seeing that more often. Not that that's any better. That's a tough spot to get hit.
3-2 again. And there is ball 4. An extended at bat. That's the second walk given up by Rays pitching, both in this inning.
We talked about it early in this game. Tony Kemp, he can work an at bat. His job, get on base by any means necessary. And it just continues to add to the frustration factor in this game. Jeffrey Springs come out, long battle, loses them. Now a visit by Kyle Snyder.
Yeah, bases loaded for Chad Pinder. 9-pitch at bat for Kemp. Rays Rookies Kids Club back again this year with more exclusive merchandise, 50% off tickets to select home games, and a lot more. Memberships are limited, so don't wait. Sign up today at RaysBaseball.com/RaysRookies. Pinder opened the third with a base hit, an infield hit. Eventually scored. Oakland scoring 3 in the second, added a run in the third inning, and now they threaten with the bases loaded and 1 out in the fourth. This is a big hitter in this game for Springs and the Rays to keep Oakland in check. Ball 1. Strike. They're not happy with the call.
That was down and away. About as far away as you can go from Pinder and get that call.
Tap towards second, slowly hit. They get the out at first. A run scores, and advancing to second and third. Pache goes to third, and Kemp, who had pulled up, advances up to second.
That was the smart base running play, because that chopper was taking Tony Kemp right into the crosshairs of Brandon Lau. And if Brandon Lau, if he continues on and Brandon able to tag him and throw to first quickly, they get the double play, get out of the inning. But Tony Kemp, realizing that, is going to stop. And at minimum, he was going to force Brandon Lau to make the choice of what out am I going to take, but you're not getting 2.
So it's 5-1 with minutes second and third. Sean Murphy looks at strike one. Murphy 2 for 2. A couple doubles. Strike 0-2. Well, it's 5-1, and this becomes a very big at bat in this game for the Rays. 2 men in scoring position. And a reach on that pitch wide. Murphy expands the zone and strikes out, leaving two. Another run scores. 5-1 Oakland.
Baseball Live on the Bally Sports app.
Well, we head into the bottom of the fourth inning here at Tropicana Field, and the A's leading the Rays 5-1 with Harold Ramirez strolling to the plate. Let's take a look at a scouting report on him, brought to you by Papa John's, and what he does best and what the Rays really liked about him. Swings the bat well, especially against lefties. He gets after them, a .288 average with a couple of home runs a season ago. And half the field, you know, when you think about how the Rays can utilize guys defensively, Harold Ramirez, through the course of his career, he's manned left, center, right, and first base. So of the 8 positions, position player positions, half of them covered by Harold.
And here's a strike one to Ramirez. And there's the DH today. Well, if you're going to play on this club, remember the first day the Rays had him, he was working out at first base. Down 2 strikes right now. And he got a chase right there.
Boy, a frustrating at bat because Cole Irvin got Ramirez to go way up and out of the zone, committing to this pitch. You see, they want it elevated, not only elevated, but it's off the plate. And you get the late kind of protection swing. A little unsure.
Andy Rosarena takes the pitch inside. Rosarena has scored the run for the Rays. A leadoff double in the second inning. 1. Phoenix Sanders up in the bullpen. You know. The strike, 3-1. Right back, full count. Oh, the bat goes behind the mound. The ground ball to third and the throw to first. That's going to retire Rosarena. Smith on the play down there at third.
Well, everything that he could do to get that ball into play. Randy Rosarena fooled on that pitch, falling across the plate, and he just basically throws the bat at the ball. Kevin Smith comes up with it, able to get it over just in time.
Allow a little tapper right side, getting back to the bag. Noisy. He takes the throw from Kemp to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning.
Phoenix Sanders is taking the mound, and he is making his major league debut. And I am up here in section 106, and his family and his friends are right over my left shoulder. They are his cheering section today as he makes his major league debut. Phoenix said I cannot put words into my emotions right now. He said, I called my wife first. She's 7 months pregnant, and she thought she was dreaming when I called. He said, I've watched friends go to the big league, and it was a long wait, but it finally paid off. Because, guys, he was a 10th round pick, and he said it's always been a chip on his shoulder. He moved from junior college to USF. He went from starter to reliever, but he said, whatever it takes to get me to the big leagues, I'll do. And, guys, he's done it.
Well, here he is, one pitch in already as he faces Noisy, and that little soft base hit the other way on that 1-0 delivery. And Sheldon Noisy has a single to begin the 5th inning against Phoenix Sanders.
Boy, everything going Oakland's way here so far in this ball game. That ball not hit hard at all. Once again, just placed perfectly because there's no defender there.
And that will bring up the left-handed bat of Billy McKinney. McKinney 0 for 2, a couple strikeouts. And that pitch misses. Two and 0. Sanders starting his pro career in the Rays system in 2017 at Princeton. He went Bowling Green and Charlotte the next year, Montgomery and Durham. Pitch is down 3-0, and then came 2020, and boy, that was a lost year for a lot of young talent. Did not compete, did not play.
No, and you know, and obviously for the minor leaguers, that's development. That's time to continue to rolling what you had going the season before. And just to stop cold turkey, if you didn't get invited to that extended camp that teams had, then you were just kind of on the outside looking in. And yeah, it had to be frustrating in a lot of different aspects.
Sanders back last year was in 50 games with the Durham Bulls. And he gives up a walk to McKinney. A single and a walk here. Nova Sanders, the shortstop, will bat with 2 men on and nobody out. Well, last year at Durham, when you look at the numbers across the board, 80 strikeouts, only 11 walks in 64 innings. That's 50 games at AAA Durham for Phoenix Sanders. You like those numbers.
And he does it without imposing stuff. You know, we've seen the fastball sitting 88, 89 miles per hour. Obviously has an idea on how to pitch, move it around, change speeds, throw a wrinkle in every now and then, like that opening slider.
And he got to strike on Andrus with that. Into center field. That's going to drop. Big hop, stopped by Kiermaier, and the bases are going to be loaded. That stop by Kiermaier prevented Noisy from scoring. He had to stop at third. McKinney up to second, so single walk, single. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Well, there's the slider, the fingers out in front, but the ball comes out high and it comes out flat. Andrus able to get on top of it, drop it out there. Kiermaier, a little snow cone, and then get it in as quickly as you can.
MLB Ballpark app completing your next visit to Tropicana Field. Buy and manage game tickets. Block offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Rays conclude their meeting on the mound. Tough spot now for Phoenix Sanders. Kevin Smith about to step in. He's been on twice today. He came in this game 0 for 16, but has a single and a walk, and has scored 2 runs. Ground ball short. They go to second 1, first base 2, 6-4-3 on the double play. Noisy crosses the plate. So the double play gets the run home. And will make it a 6-1 ball game.
I'll tell you what, though, you would take this all day long. The way this inning has started, that one pitch, the slider, and a double play, yeah, you give up a run. You're going to need to score some anyway, but 2 outs and then try to get out of this inning.
And a cut by Austin Allen. He fouls it. The Oakland catcher. 0 for 2. Strike. And a foul tip for strike 3. Allen out of there. So the double play and the strikeout limits the damage to 1 run. A shot.
Climbing up the draft boards.
Bottom of the 5th, rolling around with Manuel Margot taking a strike. One ball, 1 strike, the count to Margot. Zunino will be next. Kevin Kiermaier. Rays haven't done much against Irvin except in the 2nd when Rosarena doubled and was eventually singled home by Margot. 3-1 now to Manuel Margot. That's a well-tagged fly ball deep to center. Pache's going to go to the track, though, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch there. Caught up with that one and made the grab.
Now Mike Zunino coming to the plate. Our Charmin Ultra Strong stats, and those are Mike Zunino's offensive numbers against left-handed pitching since 2021. Look at that OPS. 1235 over Teoscar Hernandez, Trey Turner.
Those are the
gaudy.
Absolutely. Zunino swings and misses. Strike 1.
You know, you're impressed when guys are, you get to that 900 range and you're like, whoa, that's a nice 1200 plus. That is a lot of damage against lefties.
That's going to be caught. Oh, a snow cone grab by Noisy down there with that first baseman's mitt.
Cole Irvin right off the end of the bat of Mike Zunino, and he almost was able to place it right down the line. Some action on that, and then some action as it got into the glove. Took it right to the tip.
2 outs in the 5th. Here's Kevin Kiermaier. The count. But at this point for Oakland, Irvin has had that veteran type of outing. His team has put up a run or 2 in every inning except the first, and he's just gone out there and made his pitches.
Just continue to plow away. A season ago, much like Frankie Montas, he made 32 starts, ended up with just under 180 innings. So he knows about pitching deep into a game, where Frankie was kind of built up. 92 pitches in his first start. He was very effective last night. Here you've got Cole Irvin, 88 pitches in his first start. So the Oakland 1 and 2 starters, out ready to go and give you some innings. And both of them quality.
And he's about making pitches too. He doesn't walk many hitters, maybe a couple guys every 9 innings.
Doesn't have the overpowering stuff, but he's got good enough stuff, and he knows how to use it, how to place it, how to command the zone.
Fly ball lifted the other way for Pinder in left, who makes the catch. And the Rays are up and down 1-2-3-1. Headed into the 6th inning. And the number 9 hitter, Christian Pache, leads it off against the right-hander Phoenix Sanders. It's a strike. Sanders out of Buckholz High School in Gainesville. Back 0-2. Some time at Daytona State College and then the University of South Florida. He's in the same rotation there with Shane McClanahan. And he gets the strikeout of Pache.
Well, there's that curveball, and I'll tell you, that has been a sharp pitch for him. You can see why he leans on that with 2 strikes. A lot of tight spin, a lot of depth to it. So where he's not going to light up the radar gun on the high end with velocity, if you can play that 88, 89 four-seam fastball and then drop that curveball, that's both of his strikeouts.
And there's a strike to Tony Kemp. Yeah, got himself into a little trouble in the 5th, but got the double play ball and then the strikeout to limit the damage to 1 run. Now a strikeout on the breaking ball here in the 6th. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. One. We'll take the count to 2-2. Down to first. Right there is Yandy Diaz. So 2 gone.
Well, Dwayne, it's time for the big story. Yeah, we're going there this afternoon, and we're going to go up to the Windy City. And how about this? Jimmy Lambert trying to come in on Jared Kelenic. No, he hits an absolute line drive missile down the line in the top of the 2nd inning, and that gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead over the White Sox.
Braves will be headed to the Windy City for a series against the White Sox and then one against the Cubs.
Boy, that's one of those interesting trips. 2-city trip, 1 hotel. You're there for a week. Then come on back. Did that a couple of years ago, Anaheim and the Dodgers, if I remember correctly.
Fouls it back. Yeah, and I like the economy of that.
Knock it out.
Yeah.
It's like when the hockey teams, when they come down to play the Lightning, then they're going to go down and play the Panthers, and then they're going to head out of town. It's a little sweet.
2 and a ball on the ground is short. Franco handles that. It's a 1-2-3 inning, a strikeout and 2 ground balls. You like that? Well, Larry McCabe out there in the box.
Sitting.
Kind of bittersweet.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure it is.
Pop up off the bat of Walls into shallow right, caught by Kemp as he angled out there. Yeah, Larry, director of broadcasting, and had his hands in a number of elements of the operation through the years. And after 25 years is retiring and taking it easy in a luxury box today, as he has earned. Pitch is down to Yandy Diaz. You know, he's holding court out there.
Back against the wall.
Yep.
In between inning receiving line.
And granting individual audiences, apparently. We saw Rich Hollenberg out there earlier. There's a line shot, and it's caught by Kemp. Ball hit hard by Diaz, but Kemp was right there to glove it.
Shortstop.
Has Luca Brasi made his way through the line yet?
I think he's waiting patiently just outside the door. Going over his lines. Here's Franco. Little tapper. Backhanded pick by Urban, and the toss to first. And boy, that's a quick inning. For the left-hander, we're headed into the 7th, 6-1.
Still not downloading. Are we ever gonna play?
Yeah, do you get your internet through a fax?
Nope, phone company internet.
Is this what it does? Oh, because then I hate it.
Me too, but it's all I could get in my place with a phone company. Guys, focus. You know your assignments, right?
Nope.
You're bringing up the rear, and you're on the roof.
I told you I don't like the roof. I want to do the rear.
I do the rear.
Let's switch.
I'm afraid of heights.
Guys, it doesn't matter. This thing is taking forever.
You better be in that roof.
Slow download speeds are evil.
You know what? I think it's going backwards.
Spectrum download speeds are 20 times faster than the phone companies.
Guess who's back?
We're your hosts, Bree Gabrielle and Captain Rick Murphy. We are back with more bites than ever, bringing you your captains with the latest and the greatest from around the state. Right here on the Florida Insider Fishing Report. Rick, I don't know about you, but I am so glad to be back.
I can't wait for our viewers to hear all the tricks.
Dave, are you ready for an action-packed season? Okay.
We've got a bunch of good stuff. Look at that. There's really no better way to do it.
Yes, look at that. That sounds like a blast.
I know.
This month on Breaking Par. Like, I feel like this is like a set of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
As far as you can take a putt in studio. This is where we pushed it to.
All the big name pros have played it.
It's a secret that not many find, and once they do find, they tend to stay for a long time. How did they get a green right there? Oh!
Our show is about doing stuff outside the box. This is an outside the box experience.
Cheers.
Playing all month long on Breaking Par.
On to the 7th inning. Be the first to receive the latest deals on tickets, updates on the team, exclusive information, and more directly to your inbox. Sign up today. Be a Rays insider at RaysBaseball.com/newsletter. Keep you up to date. Phoenix Sanders had a 1-2-3 6th inning. Back out here in the 7th. Was touched for a run in the 5th. Left a man on and then had the perfect 6th. High fly ball off the bat of Sean Murphy. That's deep but catchable. And Kiermaier right there makes the grab. Kevin Kiermaier, a couple steps left before he got to the wall out there. Put it away.
Yeah, and you're always nervous, too. We've seen the power of Sean Murphy in this series. When that ball comes off his bat hot, you hope for the best. And right there, that's as good as it gets. Kiermaier using every bit of that outfield to run it down.
Sheldon Doisy opened the 5th inning with a base hit. It's a strike. Sanders a couple hitters to settle in. He gave up that single to Noisy then walked McKinney, base hit by Andrews, and then the double play ball helped in that inning. It got a run home, but 2 good quick outs for him there in a tough spot. Then he struck out Allen to get out of it and had the 1-2-3-6.
And you know, he's finally been able to get to his curveball, and that right now has been the best pitch. Very tight spin, good depth.
Lined into right. That's going to be caught out there by Margot. He came back with that curveball, and it's out number 2.
Yeah, that's been a really nice offering for him to go with that slider and the fastball.
Billy McKinney to bat. A couple strikeouts and a walk for McKinney on the day. Just down. Upstairs. 2-0. Racing up in the bullpen. Foul backing out of play. Well, it's always a big day when you get the call to get to the big leagues, and Felix Sanders getting that call today. Time to get 20 or 25 of his family and friends making the trip in. He lives up in Tallahassee. That's a shot foul. 2-2.
That's some pretty impressive organizing right away.
Get it done.
Get it done. And they have to like what they've seen.
Yep. Yep. And he's going to get done to this point.
Yes, he is.
2-2. Tap foul. Yeah, isn't it? It's so interesting. I mean, he was on that team at USF with McClanahan. You know, and really 2 ends of the spectrum there. Sanders had to get some interest from junior college, and then wound up at USF on the same team there. Had to battle his way, looking for opportunity. That's a line drive. Caught to retire the side. Franco over there in front of that one to grab it. And another 1-2-3.
At the Bank of America, impressive tools for Cole Irvin. 6 innings, very efficient, as you can see. 62 pitches, 43 of them for strikes. He's given up just the 3 hits, 1 earned run. Not striking out many guys, but he's not walking anybody. And the word that comes to mind watching him out there today, pitch ability. He really has done a nice job of reading swings, moving the ball around, missing the barrel of the bat.
I want to know the count with Harold Ramirez leading off the inning in the bottom of the 7th for the Rays. Getting late if they are going to try to make a move here. And so far, it, as you point out, has been all Cole Irvin. The Rays got their run off him in the 2nd, and really nothing in any of the other innings. Literally nothing. 1, 2, 3 in every other inning. Foul ball makes it 2-1.
Yeah, and they haven't had too many of those type of counts to work with either. He's been consistently getting out ahead of these hitters. When he has fallen behind, all of a sudden it's the change of speed or a surprise location that's been effective for him. Like that right there. You know, 2-1, what do you think a hitter might be looking for? Now, at this point of the game against Irvin, maybe you don't know what he's looking for. But he gives him a 2-1 heater, but he crowds him with it. So now if you're looking to dive out over the plate and drive something, it's in.
That's going to be a fair ball up the right side. Ramirez reaching out. That ball kicks off the low wall, and Ramirez in at second with a stand-up double.
One of the few mistakes that Cole Irvin right there can't believe it. He had him set up perfectly for the changeup away. If it's down and away, it's probably going to be an out. But this changeup stays up, and Harold Ramirez is just able to poke it. Just reach out there. Belt high.
Now Randy Arozarena. Arozarena has scored the only run for the Rays. Ground ball up the middle, grabbed by Kemp. His throw to first in time, and Ramirez advances to third. Arozarena after that first pitch.
I mean, perfectly placed was Tony Kemp. That ball hit right at him.
That's a strike, cut and a miss by Lau. Singled in the second inning when the Rays scored their run. On 4 hits now off this left-hander. 2.
A couple of breaking balls there that Brandon has just gotten underneath a little bit.
Into right, that's got a chance, and that baby is out of here. Well back up into those blue seats, and just like that, the Rays are right back in it on a home run off the batter, Brandon Lau. Lau's third home run of the year. And that gives the Rays offense a little life, making it 6-3.
Another mistake. You know, Cole Irvin kind of babied that breaking ball. Got the first 2 by Brandon Lau, but you know what? You get 3. And this one, watch this hang. Down and in, and Brandon just sweeps it way out into right field.
Cole Irvin hands on his knees after giving up the home run to Brandon Lau. And time for a pitching change. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. By Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Rays climbing back into this game on the home run by Brandon Lau. That's it for Cole Irvin. A little over 70 pitches. And Domingo Acevedo, the new pitcher, with Manuel Margot looking at a fastball in the upper part of the zone. Strike 1.
Well, 4th appearance for Acevedo, and he's been quite effective. Saw him the other night for an inning and 2/3.
Foul, 11-2. The Rays 3 runs, 5 hits off Irvin. 2 singles, 2 doubles, and a home run on the day. That's out number 2.
A couple of good fastballs and then sweep that slider. That's what Acevedo will do. Watch how much ground this covers. So that looked maybe a changeup. Whatever it was effective. Down and away, covering. You're releasing that on the inside corner and taking it to the outside corner. You're going back to Cole Irvin's outing, Dwayne. You really didn't there wasn't a real egregious mistake made by him until that final inning. And I mean 2 big ones to Harold Ramirez with 2 strikes. And then the 2-strike breaking ball to Brandon Lau, where he really missed location, didn't execute the pitch, and missed by a wide margin. Just did not see that from him.
Yeah, he was kind of cruising all day and then was ahead of Lau 0-2.
Yeah, and that's the thing, cruising. You know, sometimes when you are cruising, it just becomes maybe almost too easy. And you figure everything's going to work. And maybe the concentration is not quite there on the finish on the pitch. I mean, who knows if that's what it was, but he was so locked in all afternoon long, and it wasn't even pitch count because he still had a real good in-shape pitch count, especially compared to his first outing.
Yeah, 71 pitches.
Yeah, he went 88 in his first start. So it wasn't like he was tired, hadn't put a whole lot of effort into the day, and just got lazy on a couple of pitches, and it cost him a couple of runs, and it got the Rays right back in it. But overall, outside of that, he was tremendous.
Shot, foul, well foul. Good distance, but foul by plenty, and it's 2-2. Zunino is out on strikes. Slider got him. So the Rays are finished in the 7th, but a double by Ramirez and the 2-run home run by Brandon Lau has made this a 6-3 ball game.
Rays up.
Rays will be hosting marquee matchups all season long at Tropicana Field. Be part of their pursuit of another American League East title. Visit RaysBaseball.com/tickets. 2022 season presented by Bayfront Health, St. Petersburg. Jalen Beeks will take over on the mound for the Rays, their 4th pitcher of the day. 3 very good outings, or good innings by Phoenix Sanders. He got settled in after a big touch for a run in the 5th, but got a double play in that inning, and then 2 1-2-3 innings in the 6th and 7th. So good work by Phoenix Sanders, and Jalen Beeks gets a strike on his first pitch into Elvis Andrus. Look out there.
Getting his feet moved by A.J. Puck from a long way away.
Will Beeks not have to move his feet? 1-1 the count.
You know, that's one of those outings by Sanders that can get kind of lost in the shuffle. Rays are able to come back in this game and do something, tie it up, win it. It's those middle innings. And you go back to that bases loaded, nobody out. That could have been a put-away inning for Oakland. And they did get the 1, but he got the ground ball double play, then got out of it. Followed it up with 2 more scoreless, as you pointed out. That could go a long way. I mean, all of a sudden, the shot by Brandon Lau right back in it.
It's a little tapper. Lau in front of it. Makes that sidearm throw. Well, we'll take a look at the highlights of the outing from Phoenix Sanders making his major league debut.
Well, that's the first thing you're going to think of is that double play on the slider. But outside of that, it was curveball. And he had a really good snappy curve, 12-6 variety. Able to pick up some strikeouts with it, get some help defensively on that line out off the curveball, saying I need to finish that a little bit better to get that swing and a miss. But overall, he's got to be thrilled, you know, with his outing here this afternoon.
Kevin Smith popped into shallow center field. Kiermaier's there, and he'll make the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Austin Allen making his way to the plate. Beeks Sunday worked an inning in 2/3. His first big league outing since August the 25th of 2020.
Well, it looks like he hasn't missed a beat. Still does a great job, as we've pointed out over his time with the Rays, of hiding the baseball behind that back hip. Velocity's good, cutter, changeup.
2. Up and gets him on 95. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom half of the board. Ships at sea, thank you for your service. Great to have you looking in on this game. We go to the bottom of the 8th now. Kevin Kiermaier on to face the big left-hander A.J. Puck. Pitch is a strike. Taylor Walls due next, and then Yandy Diaz. Rays down 6-3. 2 shots left. Kiermaier checked. It's 1-1. Puck worked 2 innings Monday. That's going to be a base hit. Soft little liner to the left field side of center. And Kiermaier against the lefty is aboard.
Well, Puck, tall, lanky, good velocity, and then of course the sweeping breaking ball, and this one he just missed. He got underneath it, left it flat middle. Kiermaier knows he's going to see this pitch, and he got one to handle and does a nice job of poking it out there, getting the inning started off the right way with speed, and that lineup getting ready to roll over another time.
Taylor Walls from the right side against Puck. The right side toward the line on the run. McKinney into foul territory, and he makes the catch. McKinney, a fine catch. Racing over down near the bullpen mound.
Boy, he did make a really nice catch out of that. Ended up in foul territory, and that's interesting in and of itself. Watch this ball off the bat of Walls. Our Chevy play of the game. Here comes McKinney making a bead into the bullpen. The back end of the bullpen. But your only thought when he caught that was, would Kiermaier, could he tag up and get to second base? But he was well off the bag. And that's where the question gets raised, is because that was a foul ball. We have seen McKinney make a strong throw to second base, though, to get Manuel Margot earlier in the game. He does have a strong arm.
One out. Yandy Diaz. Ground ball, shortstop. Andrus out at second, and a wide throw at first. And that pulled nicely off the bag. Diaz reaches to keep the inning going.
Ray's fortunate there. Looked like that was set up for Oakland to be able to get the double play and get out of this inning. Andrus with the feed. Good feed to Kemp. Just a little bit wide. That ball, he threw like a two-seamer. Taking Noisy off the bag. Or did it? I think they may take a look at this. Let's take a look. The foot's still on there. Ball's in the back of the glove.
Oakland A's is challenging the call at first base.
Oakland approaching the challenge. Here it is.
I don't think that you could get that overturned. You know, the call on the field is he was pulled off the bag. You know, does it look like it could be on the bag there? Yeah, but you don't know that. It's just, it's up against it. So I don't think that we've not seen an angle where you feel like they would be comfortable enough to overturn that and make it the third out. So I'm going to put another $1 in the jar, Dwayne, and say that this call at minimum stands.
Yep.
And Yandy Diaz stays at first base.
It's not going to show you anything there.
And if anything, it shows that that foot looks like it's coming disengaged as the ball's into the glove.
After the replay, the call stands. Runner is safe. Oakland loses their challenge.
Now Oakland challenging, and now that goes by the wayside. Diaz at first, and Wander Franco will bat. And he faced Puck here Monday night, had a double off him in the 8th inning of that game. Wander was grounded to short, struck out, and gone out pitcher first in this game. One slider, and he missed it. Chopper toward short. Andres charges, gloves, and throws to retire the Rays. Base hit, and the man left. We go to the 9th. It's 6-3.
Victimized by some bad luck. You think about that 3-run Little League home run by Christian Pache, which gave the A's that early lead that they have not relinquished. It's been a frustrating afternoon for the Rays. They do have one crack left.
Pache's been on twice. Single, scored, rounding the bases, as you referenced, in the 2nd inning. Had a base hit in the 4th. Ground ball toward the middle. Miles there for this one. Big center 1-2-3-8 when we got Andrus 4-3 to start that one. On a fly ball and then a strikeout. Ground ball to start the 9th, and here's the top of the lineup. Tony Kemp approaching the plate. And for the Rays, it has been Fleming, Springs, Sanders, and Beeks. Bunt, that's a strike. Fleming becoming the 6th starter utilized by the Rays this year, and Phoenix Sanders the 20th pitcher used
already.
Strike. Just 6 games in. Amazing. Tapper foul. Beeks dealing with the top of the lineup. Justin Grimm also gotten up in the bullpen. There's a swing and miss on 95 plus up. Great stuff. He got Allen 95 up in the 8th inning, and this would buy Kemp up here.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get up to that pitch. Number one, you've got the velocity, but again, the way that he hides the ball, he doesn't let you see it for very long. So all of a sudden, you're picking it up at release. It's 95. It's got hop and ride, and it's up. Best of luck to you.
Bender fouls one out of play. Bender with a single, a run scored, and an RBI. That came on a ground ball. Rays will have Ramirez due to open the bottom of the 9th. Then a Rosarena and Lau due up. Now the Rays are down by 3. Two-strike pitch. Bender is out on strikes. 96 up right by him. 1, 2, 3, and we head into the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Rays.
Well, bottom of the 9th inning here. Rays down to their last shot. They're down by 3, and let's take a look at StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. Ironically enough, the third guy due up this inning is Brandon Lau, and he got a breaking ball that hung up, down, and in, and he was able to gulp it out there deep into right field. Off the bat, he knew it, 402 feet away, and that pulled the Rays to within 6-3. And now they're going to need a heck of a finish to get this one, but he's lurking.
Well, here we go. Ramirez, Arozarena, and Lau. Danny Jimenez. It was a non-roster invite to camp this spring by Oakland. It's in the game Tuesday here. Scoreless for an inning and a third. And here's Harold Ramirez. This pitch comes in there for a strike, a breaking ball. Rays need a couple base runners to have a shot. Down 0-2.
Well, that breaking ball is tight with really good depth. Good hand speed.
High fly ball into center field. Pache's going to go back, not quite to the track, and he makes the catch. That is out number 1. Defensively, Seth Brown's in the game in right field here in the bottom of the 9th for Oakland. McKinney moves in to play first base, and Noisy, who is at first, goes to second. Big guy out there at second base. Rosarena. This is a strike. They doubled and scored in the 2nd. Trying to get on here in the 9th to give the Rays a shot. Misses the curveball, now down 0-2.
Danny Jimenez does a really nice job of splitting the strike zone top to bottom. You think about his fastball that he rides up in the zone, that breaking ball off of it, down and below the zone. That's how he works.
One and two.
Trying to constantly change your eye level. Fool you with the spin of that breaking ball, and about the time you start looking for it, uh-oh, here comes the mid-90s fastball up, and it's really tough for you to get on top of.
right side. A race back to the bag and the throw. Did he find it? He did not. McKinney could not find the bag, and Arozarena is safely aboard.
And no, McKinney not putting up any kind of fight, so he did not get back there. Initially, he went after the ball. That's what caused him to have to scramble. Now Noisy's waiting for him to get back there. Then he throws it, and he's reaching for the bag as Arozarena is coming down. Oakland does not have a challenge. See this right here, how close. Oh, man. I mean, that is like simultaneous.
There's the look.
They're requesting a view of this.
A conversation initially with Jerry Lane, then Hunter Wendelstedt.
Challenging that call. You know, this is one of those where in the later innings you can go and request. The umpires have to allow you to take a look at that play because they've used up their challenge. And we'll see. But I don't think that there's enough there that you can overturn it. He was ruled safe on the field. McKinney right here going to try and find it. Here comes Arozarena's foot. I mean, that is as close as it gets.
Ball got to the glove in plenty of time, but the foot to the bag's another story.
I mean, I think
Arena all the while arriving.
Yeah, the best case tie.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, they say that there's actually no such thing as a tie because you know the ball and the tag has to beat the runner.
Yep.
And even in that case, he's got to be safe.
Yeah, I think he'll stay out there.
After review, the call stands. The runner is safe.
So the call stands, and that's going to go as a hit. Arena busting it down the line. Well, there it is again.
Well, this is why you go to, you know, if you're Randy Arozarena who runs down the baseline as hard as anybody, that's why you go. You never know.
Punch him out of the box. So the Rays have one base runner. They need another one to have a shot. 1 on, 1 out in the 9th inning. And Brandon Lau, who gave the Rays a little life with a 2-run homer in the 7th, is up again in the 9th. Foul down the left side, going to be out of play. Smith chasing that ball, but no chance. It's Lau against Jimenez right now. Just missed. 1-1. Two and about in front. Curveball.
Yeah, see, if the depth doesn't get you, the change of speeds will. Or maybe both. And he was plenty out in front as that ball dips down in the zone.
Little tap toward the middle. The glove flip out in second. And no play at first. The fielder's choice. The force on a Rosarena. Getting word they have changed that base hit call.
Number 13, Manuel Margot.
It's going to be an E3. They'll take the hit away. Andrews touching up the bag at second, but no throw. And here's Manuel Margot. So the Rays need another base runner to have a chance. They're down to their final out. Swing and a miss, and down to second base goes Lau. Indifference on the move. Rays have been out hit 9-6. Each team charged with an error now. And the Rays trying to keep this one going. Too high, 1-1. One pitch. 1-2. That curveball has been effective.
It certainly has. And again, not only is that ball dipping down below the zone, but Margot is out in front. That's what happens when you're concerned about the mid-90s fastball up in the zone.
1-2. It's a Tapper foul. Mike Zunino is on deck as Margot tries to keep the game going. Zunino with 33 home runs last year. Margot is going to have to get aboard. Upstairs, 2-2.
Change the eye level with that fastball, trying to go up in the zone. That was way up in the zone. And now you think about that curveball coming right off of that, going right back to it.
Two. There it is, and it's fouled back, and that one was up. Left that curveball up that time.
And that swing by Margot, that was a mistake. And Margot got a good look at it, got a real good swing on it. Not out in front of this one.
Margot faced Jimenez here Tuesday and got behind in the count, fouled off a number of pitches, and hit a fly ball to center with the out. It's 2-2 with him now. Into the dirt. So the count is full. Sam Moll, the left-hander, down in the bullpen up the left field line. Three and two the count. Here we go. And it's fouled back. And Margot forcing another pitch from Jimenez. together an 8-pitch at bat so far. Jimenez once again with the 3-2. And it's skied to center. O'Shea is there, and this series is over. The Rays drop this game 6-3. They leave a man aboard in the 9th inning. And Oakland takes 3 out of 4. The Rays now 4-3 on the year as they head to the road to Chicago. LeBron Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed our coverage. If not the outcome, Rays Live, the post game comes your way next. Rich and Doug will be along. Okay, man.